We're using a 1996 Toyota Corolla as a test vehicle for a number of reasons. It's been used in the past with successful results, so we decided to choose that vehicle. So far, wherever you mount your units, you need to run them up and mount your flashback prevention. On the car itself, what you need to do is familiarize yourself with the way a car is laid out. This is a front-wheel drive car. Okay, so the motor's running sideways here. Okay, this is our intake, our air intake. Here's where our spark plugs are, over here. Okay, here's the fuel injectors. Okay, on our housing right here, there are several vacuum lines. Now we chose a line here. This line normally goes down right there like that. It goes to our vacuum advance. You can test these lines and find out which ones have a lot of suction. Okay, now we're just running this right now. From this line, there's going to be a lot of suction out of right here. Okay, so it should be pulling our air into this unit. Now here is our air filter. Okay, and our air filter goes down, and there's a housing right here where we screwed and put an L pointing into there, a little air fitting, L air fitting, and just epoxied with some high temp epoxied this hose in place just to make sure, because want to make sure that there's no leaks in there. We drilled a hole, put a little L fitting, push this line in. Okay, this camera on a tripod for a second. Okay, now here we had just our vacuum line that went down to our vacuum advance into our intake housing. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this Y fitting. I'll put another clip in here. It's important that these fit very, very, very tight. Okay, okay. I'll use an adapter to adapt the two together. Okay, I've got my fitting on this side and my fitting on the other side. So let me get that all hooked up. Okay. Put a little clamp on there. I like to put a little pull tie on there just because we're taking so much time to create this hydrogen. I don't want to lose it anywhere. Now I'll run this. I'm going to run that like that. Take the rest of my little hose, and I'll probably put another little clip on there. That's good. So, now all we have to do is take our hose, a bigger side in here, smaller hose, right on there. Okay? Easy as pie. Put the smaller side in here. Okay, now everybody has that, right? Look, it's a very simple little hookup right there. Here's our hydrogen supply line coming from our generators, okay? Here's a vacuum line. This is the way the vacuum line would be complete if we didn't use it. It would just be going from point A to point B. Very simple, okay? What we're doing here is we spliced into it with a T, okay? Because it's a smaller line than we are using on our supply line, we put an adapter here, and we used it in a Y configuration into an elbow that's pointing inwards to our air intake, okay? Very simple. Now we'll run this piece. We'll secure it and whatever, and it's important that you don't kink these wires, have these hoses kinked up at all. And see how I don't have any kinks in all this. Now what I'll do is I'll hook it to my spark arrestor and then back to my hydrogen generator. It's as simple as that. So I just basically wanted to show people how I actually have this hooked up here, and it seems to be working pretty good. I'll come back and put these straps on every connection I have here just to make sure it's nice and airtight. And that's it. That's basically it.